Loose ends in Europe.
Hello Voiders, and welcome to a fresh edition of I Hate Sundays from the beautiful streets of Frankfurt. Today's not all days. Today we are celebrating my ex-girlfriend's bachelor party. You probably remember her from a couple of videos.
I'm going to hit you 6 times. I want you to count with me. 1. Count with me.
1,
2.
2,
3.
3,
4.
4,
5.
5,
6.
6.
Let's suck. Yeah, I'm gonna go suck that. Yeah, she's getting married. Today we're partying, doing the classic bachelor party shit. It is the woman of the hour. So it's a weird tradition that we sell stuff at bachelor parties to make money for the wedding and stuff. So that's what we're doing. We need more people to buy our stuff. It's actually working. We're selling some stuff. Yeah. Ice cream break. How's it going? How's the business working?
No one will buy some cool stuff.
Buy some cool stuff, y'all. So we changed the parts of the cities. How are we doing now, dearest bride?
Not so good.
You were doing okay. Yeah, we didn't like sell that little. It's gotten smaller. Our bride is also doing such an amazing job. These guys over there were just calling for her and she just walked by. This is my favorite statue in all of Frankfurt. She spits at people. There! Here you can get some wiki.
80?
80 bucks.
90?
90 bucks.
Okay, Leute, wir haben 93 Euro.
We have 93 bucks!
93 Euro und 65 Cent. Oh, noch 7 Euro, da haben wir 100.
Yeah! We're $7 away from the 100. We're good. We're doing good. It's actually happening. We're changing the town. Part of town actually helped. Exactly, nur das, unser change of the part of town hat geholfen. Look, it's a German Hooters. So now that we collected all the money at 8, we're going to party in Darmstadt. Party!
Cast your mind back to the days when I pretend I was okay. I had so very much to say about my crazy living. Now that I've stared into the void, so many people I've annoyed. I have to find a middle way, a better way of giving. So I haven't given up, but all my choices, my good luck.
Jawohl! Du solltest öfter trinken.
Good morning, Voiders. Oh, fuck, what a hangover. For a cigarette. While we're on cigarettes, here's a good time to explore the beauty of European cigarette warning packs. Look, this one has a family, has like a mom and a pop crying because they gave birth to a dead kid. I love her convincing face. She looks more like she ran like a track meet. Here's some chick spitting blood. Oh, and one of my personal favorites, they really have it with their kids and fetuses in these. It's an ashtray fetus. My favorite is actually a dude all scrunched up, lying in bed, being upset because he can't get an erection. But I gotta find that one sometime again. He's like my way favorite. Well, anyway, today's a big day. I am finally getting to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which actually has been very depressing for me that I couldn't see it since it's been out at home in LA for the last 4 to 5 weeks, and it only comes out here tomorrow. This is even an advanced screening, mind you. I've been looking forward to this movie ever since I knew it was happening. I'm pretty much expecting the best movie ever, especially as a Tarantino fan too, and somebody who has a true passion and a true love for Hollywood and actually lives there. This movie just generally means the world to me. And this is also going to be nice for my little head because with all this shit going on, I haven't really been able to sit down and enjoy a new movie ever since the stress with planning the blind premiere started. And that was about 2 months ago. I couldn't properly enjoy a new movie for the last 2 months, and this is supposed to be a film review channel. Life hasn't really been kind to me when it comes to stress and stuff, but hopefully this will all change very, very soon, and we'll be getting back to normal programming here. I know, I wish there was more new full movie void episodes, or at least quickie reviews out there than they are now, but what am I gonna do? Life is being a cunt to me at the moment. Well, let's go to that screening. You guys remember this place? We went to all the Fantasy Film Fest movies here back in the day. We reviewed tons of shit here back in the day. And I think this might be the last time in a long time we'll be reviewing something from here. Yeah, guys, you see that? I cried 4 times because I missed home so much. That was so fucking beautiful. I need this to sink in a little. Wait, let me go home, and then we'll talk about this. Fuck, this was nice. So, guys, I know you are expecting the Movie Void countdown with the logo and an official review on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by me. But I sadly can't provide you with that at the moment, because I'm very biased with this one. This one hits so close to home in all ways possible. I mean, this movie is about my new home and my favorite place in the world. And it's sort of I can't, any way I'd review it, it would be biased as fuck. Absolutely. And even though so I'm not gonna do that. But what I will tell you, while I'm still alive and this channel exists, there is going to be a review of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood one day. But probably more in a year or two, because it's kind of tough reviewing a movie that is suddenly one of your favorite movies that you've ever seen. This movie's right up there with things like Dirty Dancing or Brain Dead from Peter Jackson. my all-time favorite films. So I don't want to get into that yet. I need it to ground a little. But what I will say is, I truly, truly loved this movie. I cried 4 times while watching it because it just reminded me of my little home in Hollywood so fucking much. And I know you wanted to see that Juan Carlos bumper for the intro. You're getting it anyway. Here you go. Here's the bumper. What's the matter, partner?
It's official, old buddy. I'm a has-been.
Yeah, but it hit just way too close to home, and it's so weird. Like, the 3 acts, I love them so badly. Like, they established the characters beautifully in the first act, and the second act, that is where most people have a problem with. Most of the reviews that I saw, saying that it's a little boring and it doesn't go anywhere. But what I think Quentin was really going for was trying to show the audience your regular day in Hollywood. One of our main characters has a working day on a set. One of the other characters has a very adventurous exploring day. And our third main character has a beautiful, relaxing day of hope and glory, let's call it that. And that's what I loved about it. It just showed you the aspect of what kind of a day you could have in this little beautiful city. And Jesus, I fucking love that movie. But what I will give you guys is I'm gonna tackle 3 of the most controversial things people have been talking about, because I really love this movie, and I'm gonna go fucking defend it. Let's go to the season 1 room to do that.
So back in the season 1 room, yeah. Let's talk controversy. I haven't done shit like this in a long time, so I'm actually really looking forward to it on this one. Especially while we're talking about maybe my favorite film of all time. Maybe. There's going to be spoilers concerning this little hot take bit. Or controversy bit. If you don't want spoilers for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, here's the time you should skip to. Let's begin. Controversy number 1. A lot of people have been complaining about how much dialogue Margaret Robbie gets as Sharon Tate, and are sort of saying that she's not being properly represented in the movie. Well, what I think, the tough thing you have when you're portraying an actual real historic figure, and especially somebody who was as talented as Sharon Tate and as iconic as she was, who died in such a tragic way and pretty much kind of in Hollywood appears like this, almost like this angel, almost like this mega talented actress who never really got the chance to show her true potential due to the Manson murders. And you're kind of just left with a handful of films that she did. Her bigger roles, they were really just in the last 3 years of her career. So maybe 4 to 6 movies that are really noteworthy, where she really got a chance to shine a bit more. She didn't really get to explicitly shine in anything else, if you're not counting her last 3 films maybe. And really there's not a lot of interviews available about her. So if you're gonna try to give Sharon Tate this really realistic portrayal, you're gonna have to work with what you got. And if you don't really have much, and you're going to go for what Sharon Tate kind of stands for, and she stands for, in my humble opinion, kind of for the big Hollywood dream. The beautiful young actress who can do it all. Came from nowhere. And just hit the red carpet. And just became a star. In a couple of little performances. Most of them gone uncredited. And is suddenly looked at as like one of the most promising figures. So I understand why Tarantino rejects the hypothesis.
Quentin, you have put Margot Robbie, a very talented actress, actor, in your film. She was in with Leonardo in Wolf of Wall Street. I, Tonya. This is a person with a great deal of acting talent, and yet you haven't really given her many lines in the movie. And I wondered, I guess that was a deliberate choice on your part, and I just wanted to know why that was, that we don't hear her actually speaking very much. And Margot, I wanted you to also comment about being in the film in this part.
Well, I just reject your hypotheses.
He worked with what he got, and I think like if he had went there where, let's say, Daniel Farrands went with his very detailed portrayal of Sharon Tate's character, which was pretty much hated on by her friends and family, it would have been disrespectful, guys. It would have been fucking disrespectful, and I think Quentin did a fucking good job. Shoot me. Now let's go to this Bruce Lee thing. The Bruce Lee thing is a bit more controversial. I think that's the most hardest one to defend here, because Bruce Lee's daughter complained that he was portrayed in this fashion where he seemed like a hot-headed, arrogant, cartoony version of himself.
Bruce Lee's daughter is speaking out to Inside Edition about the way the martial arts legend is portrayed in the new movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
My hands are registered as lethal weapons.
For me, it was extremely uncomfortable.
Shannon Lee says many people in the cinema were laughing during this scene where her dad gets beat up by Brad Pitt. She's blaming director Quentin Tarantino.
I felt like whatever the point he was trying to make, it could have been done differently, that in a way that didn't make my father the butt of a joke.
I won't deny it. She's got it right. She is kind of right. Bruce Lee does appear a bit ridiculous, and it is a bit of, I'd say, carefully want to use the word mockery, because I know goddamn well that Tarantino and generally a lot of people who've worked on this movie really just have high respect for Bruce Lee. But I just think like you also got to see like Bruce Lee was very well aware what kind of a big-ass action star he was. And not saying that he was arrogant, but he knew. He knew how talented he was. Like, come on. Let's take Arnold Schwarzenegger in our time. He's very cartoony. We all do tend to laugh at him sometimes, but deep down, we know that motherfucker, he fucking trained hard as fuck. He's one of the biggest bodybuilders ever. He was incredibly talented. He actually got into politics. He made more movies than anybody else. Like, the respect is fucking there. So, like, when somebody's, like, cracking a little Arnie joke, get to the chopper, and shit like that, there's no ill intent. It's just, like, some stars do have that kind of a cartoony way of looking at it. But just because you're laughing at something doesn't mean the respect ain't there. So I'm kind of seeing this Bruce Lee thing in that direction. Like, I mean, just look at this clip on the noises Bruce Lee's been making in his films.
there and keep her out. Oh.
She's upset because she wanted to attack this dog.
And you tell me that this isn't funny as fuck. And it is funny! But it doesn't mean that the man's not getting enough respect, you know? And so that's my take on the Bruce Lee story. Get to the thing that's been pissing me off the most. It's really been pissing me off, guys. Wait, I need to drink for this before I get into that. The Guardian whipped out an article saying, "End of the affair. Why it's time to cancel Quentin Tarantino." Trying to like portray in this article that he's been very misogynistic towards women and allowing a lot of on-screen violence towards women, completely ignoring the fact that men really get their fucking asses kicked in his films. But what this article is saying, and what, for example, some reviewers are saying, oh, Grace, come on, let's show a clip of Grace. Let's show a clip of the shit that little bitch has been saying.
I'm like, what are you trying to say here, Tarantino? What are you trying to say about women? And none of the women are real characters, but instead are manic, they're all manic pixies who act like children or pets. Like that, really, that's how they act. It was weird. Because like, the 1960s certainly saw women this way, but that's not how women actually were. I would point you in the direction of Mad Men, which did a really good job of showing how women were seen and what it was actually like what those women were actually like and how it felt to be seen that way. Then it's also revealed that Pitt's character is persona non grata around the studios because he's known for having killed his wife and gotten away with it. What? And we see the moment right before her death and she looks gorgeous, by the way, but she's yelling at Pitt on the boat, calling him a loser, etc. And the clear subtext is, who can blame him for killing her, right? And these two guys take out the Manson family with ease. And they reduced the number. I mean, the Manson family are almost made to look like these ridiculous children. But they were obviously accomplished murderers because in real life, they successfully murdered like 5 people. Gruesomely over hours, including a woman who was pregnant. But anyway, it's almost as if the movie is saying if the Manson family had picked a house with real Hollywood men in it, those Hollywood men would have done to the Manson family what they deserved. And it's like implying that somehow Tate was culpable in her own death, or that the 3 men also killed in the murders there weren't man enough to stop it. I mean, that's such an appalling thing to say, to imply. I can't believe it.
Sometimes I want to strangle her. But like the whole entire argument of calling like anything Tarantino is doing in any way sexist is like so dumb to begin with. If you just like look at movies like Death Proof, Inglourious Bastards for that matter, or even especially Kill Bill, he portrays such gigantic female characters, such maybe the most empowering characters I've ever really seen in films anyway. Like, can you show me a female character in any movie at all that is more empowering than the bride in Kill Bill or Zoe Bell in Death Proof? Show me them. I dare you. Give me one female character that's more empowering. And like, this is where I don't get that entire shit at all. But what really pisses me off is that some people are saying Quentin takes the Manson murders and turns them into on-screen violence against women just because two of the perpetrators of the three were part of Manson murderers were women. Are you guys aware what kind of monsters these people were? And what the fuck they did back in 1969? Look, in my head, they aren't women anymore. In my head, they're monsters. Turning this into this Me Too kind of deal, or this sexist kind of deal, you're practically giving the Manson murderers humanity and kind of shitting on Sharon Tate's legacy. That's what I'm saying to you guys. Yeah, anybody who's coming with that argument is pretty much shitting on the fact that these people took the life of one of the most promising and talented actresses of the time and turning them into these heroes of feminism. Yeah. I'm gonna go there. Okay, now that's enough for defending on my behalf. I think I pissed a couple of people off, hopefully. And I'm gonna close up the Sunday. Next week we got Bloodycube's wedding. Fuck. My little girl's getting married. I know I wanted to do the retro episode this week, and I tried. Fucking tried. Didn't make it. Look, couldn't get into it. Into like reviewing the film properly. My brain is not at peace. I haven't reviewed anything for 2 months, and this stress I've been having in my life has not been good for this channel. It's a little tough. Like, starting mid-June, I had to worry about our film premiere for Blind, which went well, if you remember. And I was doing that from mid-June to mid-July, and then from mid-July to mid-August, I was here, and I got here, and I had all my old friends just pulling at me, and like, everybody wanting to see me, taking care of all this shit. Bro, look, there's a suitcase fucking here, over there. I'm fucking packing up crap to take to LA. Dealing with, like, these family problems. And my brain is just not at peace. And I want to, like, when I work on this channel, just to focus on film. And give it my all. And my state of mind is not really allowing me to do that. And the fact that I haven't reviewed anything for 2 months properly now ain't really helping the situation either. But I'm gonna get back there. I just gotta find my fucking peace of mind somewhere. Guys, thanks for like all the support you guys have been giving on the Sundays and commenting still every week, even though this little film channel hasn't really been much of a film channel recently. Okay. Allowing you to see my life as a producer and shit. Yeah, okay. But still, this is a film review channel. And not the vlog of an LA... Okay, it is also the vlog of an LA producer, but still, I want to review movies. What else is so shitty? Like, you know, when I started out here, back in 2017, I had nothing to lose. I was fucking depressed. To the point of, like, being high all the fucking time. And, really not giving a shit about anything. When like, I'd compare movies I'd compare bad movies with things like AIDS and cancer back in the day. Because I literally had nothing to lose. Like, exaggerating shit just for the drama. And not for the quality of the review. And, like, I don't do that anymore. Because I've matured with each review. And, like, I also, like, still keep all the old reviews online. Just so you guys can see what kind of a process I went through, like, because I really, through time, got to know that everything you say about a movie is gonna end up with somebody who was involved with the film you were talking about, one way or the other, at some point. I said that before many times. And in 2 years, I kind of went from nothing to lose to everything to lose. Fuck, guys. I live in Hollywood and have a fucking career there. Somewhat of a career. Like, I mean, come on, yeah. I shouldn't belittle myself. I have a career. I fucking had a sold-out premiere to my first movie. Like, what more does somebody want? What more can somebody dream? And I kind of went from having nothing to lose to having everything to lose. Too much to lose and too much to die for. And when I review shit, now I really pay attention to that. I treat things fairly. Unless it's some kind of... that I also don't get unreasonably insulting. Unless it's a type of, unless it's a kind of... unless it's a debauchery of a film like The Haunting of Sharon Tate. I grew up the last 2 years a lot. I was kind of still a kid when this started. And I gotta thank you guys so badly for, like, sticking it out with me recently. And just give me 1 or 2 Sundays. While I'm still here, you guys are fucking getting a Movie Void episode. I promise. And then when we're back in LA, things are hopefully gonna be back to normal. Good night, everyone. I love you, Voiders. I fucking love you.
Go to drugs! Go to school! Cause it's cool to be a lawyer or a doctor. Don't give a fuck about your life fucking up, yeah. Wasted potential every day, that's how I roll. You don't even look at me, cause I'm a motherfucking troll. You don't care, you don't see me. I don't give a fuck living life, that's how we be.